People are slaughtered on our roads every year. It's less than 4 days before the transport exodus to areas of worship and holiday destinations for the upcoming Easter weekend begins. Now, a plea to all road users, drivers, passengers and pedestrians to please be aware and take precautions is being sent out by the Road Traffic Management Corporation, Arrive Alive and the Department of Transport. Joining us now is the CEO of the Road Traffic Management Corporation, Advocate Msibi. Advocate, thank you very much for chatting to us this morning. Those figures are just absolutely incredible, and it's at times like this where that concern is just highlighted once again, our roads and the safety on our roads.
Good morning, Vivian, and good morning to the viewers. This is the most crucial time that we are making a passionate plea to all the road users. We quite appreciate that people will be moving to all walks of the country. Please take precautions. It's not only drivers only that causes the mayhem in our roads, but the pedestrians, the passengers themselves too, are a major concern for us.
You guys have got a campaign that you're launching that's going to be taking effect over this Easter weekend, because it really is during this time of holiday seasons where our roads are just that much more busier. What is the campaign going to entail?
Well, we have launched our campaign in the Northern Cape on Thursday, where we're making a clarion call to all South African citizens, those that will be moving to various destinations, to please take precautions, that they should not drink and drive, that even passengers who are going to undertake some trips should not also imbibe, because those also passengers who have taken in some liquor are also a major problem to our drivers. We are also calling upon the drivers in terms of our campaign that fatigue, it's also one of the prominent features that causes the road carnages on our roads, but also those that are going to be driving to long distances. Please take some breaks in your driving. It shouldn't be just a one single trip. After 2 hours, just pause and stop to refresh. But at the very same time, we're also making a clarion call to both passengers, drivers, to buckle up. Because most of the accidents we've identified, that most of the people that end up to be being victims, most of the time don't buckle up. But at the very same time also, we're also then calling on all motor users and the motor vehicle owners to ensure that their vehicles are roadworthy, particularly for the public transport. Ensure that your car, the brakes are in order, tires are in order, even the drivers themselves. We need to ensure that they are licensed, they have their PDPs, and indeed, our drivers that are going to be on our roads should be on the alert. But the same accounts to the pedestrians, because if you look at the statistics, the higher number of the road carnage accounts to pedestrians. We're also making a clarion call to pedestrians to ensure that all the time they are visible, people can see them from a distance, and also those that are pedestrians, having visited taverns or having taken some liquor in, they should not be encroaching on our road network. And these are the clarion calls. But we're also asking to the owners of the taverns, make sure that your patrons, if they leave their tavern, they are safe. And if they have taken some liquor, please call a taxi or a cab to take them to their nearest destination. Don't allow them to drive whilst they've taken in some liquor.
And I suppose now that you're speaking about the pedestrians, another thing to highlight is for them to actually obey the road rules. There are designated areas where pedestrians can cross busy intersections, and they should make use of those.
Definitely. If you look in terms of the construction of our townships as well as our build-up areas, most of the areas are along the main routes. So we're calling on all those people that are living alongside the roadside that they shouldn't cross where it's not a designated area to cross. But at the very same time, we're quite appreciative of the fact that most of the people will be taking some pilgrimages. Please ensure that a lot of exodus is going to be going to the northern, in particular to Limpopo, KZN, Eastern Cape, but we are then calling to all the worshippers, please leave on time. Most of the people normally leave at the after hours when it's dark, and we're quite appreciative of the fact that it might be raining. So if it's also raining, it adds another strain on the drivers and the visibility on the road. Please leave earlier, don't leave late. We know people will be going to work, but we believe that also the employers will also be taking part in this campaign and ensuring that those that will be going to worship are released earlier so that they reach their destinations before sunset to avoid the congestion on our road. However, all our law enforcers will be on our roads deployed in various destinations. There's going to be a lot of roadblocks. About the roadblocks, we'll be checking on the motor vehicle roadworthiness, but we'll also be checking on drivers, whether drivers are fit to be on our road. And we'll be making serious arrests on our roads, in particular on those that will be driving under the influence of liquor. We'll be having sporadic checks on our drivers through all our main roads and the arterial roads.
What roads are you expecting to be busiest over this Easter weekend period, where a lot of those drivers can be expecting to hit roadblocks and those sporadic spot checks?
Quite clearly, there are those corridors in South Africa. You talk of the N14, N4, N1, N3, N8, N6. Those are most roads that are leading interprovincially, and those roads that are leading, as we view them as our gateways to the other countries. In particular, the road to Limpopo, the road to Durban, the road to Cape Town, the road to Mpumalanga will also be very congested, and along those roads we'll also be dealing with the roadblocks. But also in our cities, you look at Johannesburg, you look at Tshwane, you look at Cape Town, you look at Durban and Pietermaritzburg. We'll be deploying most of our traffic officers on those areas. We are also partnering with other stakeholders who will also be assisting us to ensure that our road users are fit and proper to be on our roads.
Are you guys committing to a number of road fatalities that you want to reduce, or have you guys got a goal in mind that you would like to reduce the road fatalities that you're committing yourselves to?
We're part of the international world. We have also participated in terms of the United Nations Decade of Action. By 2020, as South Africans, we need to have saved about 5 million on our road, basically meaning that we have to have the carnage by half come 2020. It is based on that undertaking that we are so vigilant and robust in dealing with the law enforcement on our road, ensuring that our roads are so safe. Remember, most of the people are not taking road safety as one of the killer diseases on our roads. If you look at the road safety, we will then parallel it with the HIV and AIDS. So it is upon those reasons that we are taking this robust campaign to ensure that every South African is aware of road safety, because road safety, it's everybody's business. It's not only the people that are on our road. We want to teach our children at a tender age to understand what road safety is. We are also calling upon all denominations to begin to speak to their own congregation on road safety. Until South Africa has taken that campaign seriously, we will not deal with the road carnage on our roads.
A lot of what you're speaking about is changing the mindset of drivers, changing the habits of people and the way that they approach how they drive on the roads and the way that they approach going actually on holiday, whether they plan it or not. And it takes quite a bit to be able to get the buy-in from people. I know you've been engaging with community leaders, but what actively are you trying to do? Because it's quite a difficult task, that.
It's quite a difficult task. However, we're going to make an impact in terms of changing the behavior as well as the attitude. But above all, South Africans are used to a situation that law enforcement are only on the road for only 8 hours. We're upping the scale. We're going to have our men and women in blue 72 hours around the clock on our roads, because we're quite aware that most of the accidents happens beyond 9 o'clock, early in the morning. So we need to be vigilant and robust on our roads.
All right, so a strong message coming from the Road Traffic Management Corporation. 24 hours a day, the men in blue are going to be on the roads. Thank you very much to Advocate Msibi to chat to us about the traffic and the potential accidents and deaths prior to the Easter weekend. Please go out and be safe. Plan well ahead of your trip so that all of these last-minute arrangements, speeding, maybe drinking, and all of those unplanned things can really be, we can do without them. it's just as simple as a common sense. You can phone 012 999 5200. Alternative number is 087310 8200 if you'd like to find out more about the Road Traffic Management Corporation. But it's really about just planning your trips and using a common sense. Thank you very much, Advocate.
Thanks ever so much.